Sairam children. Uh, Today in English we are going to composition. We are going to learn composition and the last topic we are going to cover. Children, by now we have already completed the portion of new voices, grammar and active English. And today we are going to complete the portion of composition. Our only one topic is remaining, that is recount. Okay, so let's learn what is recount, what steps we have to remember while writing a recount, and then we will see one example. Okay, children, before we see how to write a recount, let's learn more what is a recount. A recount is the retelling or recounting of an event or an experience. It means the event which is already happened or the experience which you have already taken. So we are going to write the just detail about that. So a recount is the retelling or recounting of an event or an experience, the event which is happened. Okay, so that is a recount. Now, what is the purpose or point of recount writing? Now, recount writing is to retell and describe past events in the order they happened. Very important. We are writing or we are retelling or we are describing the events which are already happened. But you remember that we have to write them in the order they happened. Next is express a personal opinion. What do you think about that experience? Or what do you think about that particular event? So you have to write your personal opinion about that. Then comes the structure or order needs to include. So when we start writing a recount, actually these 3 points we have to remember. First paragraph, introduction. First we should introduce what about which incidents, which experience or which event we are going to write. Then comes main body. Then comes conclusion. Now let's see how to write the introduction, main body and conclusion one by one. So our introduction should include what, where, when and who. These questions, answers. What did they do? Where did this take place? What was the purpose of the activity? And when did this happen? Who did the activity? The answers of all these questions should come in your introduction part of recount writing. What did they do? Where did this take place? What was the purpose of the activity? When did this happen? And who did the activity? Then in main body, we should use sequential time words. Means firstly, then, or we can write about initially, afterwards. This time word should be used. Then write about what happened during the activity. Actually, when you experience that activity or that event, what happened, we have to write about that. Next point is write in chronological order. The way that incident or that event has happened, you have to write in that way. First what happened, after that what happened, that way in a chronological order you have to write. Then use technical or specific language. And important thing is we have to write in paragraphs. In the concluding paragraph, you have to say what you enjoyed, then what you may do differently if you had the chance, what you learned from that event, and sum up your feelings about how the activity went. These all points should come in your concluding paragraph. Say what you enjoyed. So if you have enjoyed anybody's birthday party or your birthday party, so how did you enjoy that? You have to explain that in your concluding paragraph. Then say what you may do differently if you had the chance. Then what you learned from that event or experience, and to sum up your feelings about how the activity went. These all points should come in your concluding paragraph. So remember children, introduction, main body and concluding paragraph. These three paragraphs we will write while writing a recount. Now the language or style needs to include. What we have to include while writing a recount? Time indicator or sequential words. Now obviously we are writing about the event or the experience which has already happened. So we will make use of time indicator or sequential words. And of course it will be in past tense because this activity is already happened, done. And then we have to use action verbs. Since we are writing about the particular experience or event, so we are going to make maximum use of action verbs. Then comes specific details. Specifically about that events we have to write in details. Now what are the sequential words? Which sequential words are usually used in recount writing? So these are some of the examples. Firstly, next, meanwhile, after that, eventually, finally, later and then. These are some of the examples of sequential words. Now, after writing the recount, you have to see whether you have written a proper recount or not. So, what is the criteria to write a successful or a good recount? So, you have to check whether you have written the events in order. Then whether you have used at least 3 times sequence words. Check if you have used at least 3 action verbs. See whether you have written an introduction, a main body and a conclusion. See whether you have used the past tense. And last, you have to check whether you have used the specific details. So this is the success criteria of writing a recount. So here we learned how to write a recount. What is recount? So let's see one example. Now open your composition notebooks. Fill up the index first. Write the composition number, whichever it is. Write today's date. Then give a title, recount. On the left side page, write this question. Write a detailed recount on my school picnic. On the left side page of our composition notebook, write down this question. Write a detailed recount on my school picnic. Done? Now, on the right side, give this heading at the top. My school picnic. So we all have enjoyed school picnic. So we know we all have already experienced this event. So we are going to write about our school picnic. So let us start it like this. First paragraph will be of an introduction. So our city park is very famous for its beautiful flowers. Several people go there for a picnic. Every student of my class decided that we all will go to the park for a picnic. Our school principal gave permission for our picnic. So we all decided to get up early in the morning. Then we went to the market for purchasing some cakes and biscuits. We also purchased some cold drinks. Then we packed all the things in our school bags. Our school bag was full of things. We went to the park in our school bus. There were very beautiful flowers in that park. Children were playing everywhere. We sat under the tree. We felt hungry after a while. So we decided to eat cakes and biscuits. There we played kabaddi and kho-kho. After that, we played the music and danced with all our friends. We had spent very memorable time in the park. Thus we enjoyed our school picnic. So this is the recount of my school picnic. So this is just one example I have given you. So whatever we studied while writing recount, which all things we have to remember. See, we have used the action verbs, we have used the past tense, and then we have written the recount in sequential order. First what happened, after that what you did, and at the end how it went on well. Okay, so this way we have studied recount writing. Today, copy down the composition in your notebook. Let's stop here, children. Sai Ram.